Good evening, Malaysia and followers from around the world. Our guest tonight is Mr. Iskandar Ismail, the CEO of the Malaysia Competition Commission, the country's anti-monopoly authority. Its main role is to protect the competition process for the benefit of businesses, consumers, and the economy. So let's hear it from the man himself, Encik Iskandar Ismail. Welcome on board, sir. First,
Thank you, Dr. Sri.
Thank you. First, let me start by congratulating MyCC, the short form for the Malaysia Competition Commission, which is going to celebrate its 10th anniversary tomorrow. Okay, so the timing is very good. Now, please tell us a bit on the background of this authority as a recap, so that the viewers will know a bit of what this body actually do. We heard about cartel. Cartel is now such a big word. Monopoly is also such a big word. We hear about beef cartel lah, drugs cartel lah. Sekarang polis pun ada cartel. Okay, so tell us what do we mean when we talk about cartel, monopoly, and the role of the MyCC. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sri, for giving the opportunity for MyCC to appear in your FB live. It's an honor actually. Dr. Sri, MyCC was born on 1st April 2011. Exactly 10 years ago. So MyCC is established to promote the protection and promotion of competition process. You see, in the business environment, we want the businesses to compete with each other. So we want them to keep competing with each other, so that the consumer will get the benefit, and also they will get the benefit, because when competition is alive and kicking, the consumer will get three things. Competitive pricing, choices, and quality. For business people, they will push themselves to be innovative, efficient, and continue their entrepreneurship. So we are put under the auspices of Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs. So we've been enforcing the Competition Act 2010 since 1st January 2012. The law was gazetted on 10 June 2010, and then MyCC was established few months after that on 1st April 2011, but we only enforced the law on 1st January 2012, so that to give the room for the businesses to get acclimatized with the new environment. There are two things that we look at. One is the cartel you mentioned just now. Dato'? When we talk about cartel, it's not about drug cartel. In Malaysia last time, when people talk about cartel, it's about drug cartels.
Escobar.
Pablo Escobar and all these Mexican cartel, drug cartels and whatnot. They are still alive and kicking in Mexico there, but they are not connected to our kind of cartel. It's a commercial cartel. If you talk about the cartel with regards to the beef, it's not related to us, because that is more on criminal in nature. We are
commercial.
Basically, commercial in nature. It's a commercial infringement against the law. So cartel is whereby a group of traders in the same industry, let's say they make shoes. They make shoes, and then they set their prices, or they produce beef for the country, but they set the prices for beef. They put away the competition aspect of their businesses, and they collude with each other, so that they can set the prices so that they won't compete. So the consumer has no choice but to pay at that price. For us, that is a daylight robbery. Because they were supposed to sell maybe it ranges around 10 ringgit to 40 ringgit per kilo. It's up to them. If they have put a big capital, but they can survive with a 5% profit, go for it. And maybe they sell around 30 ringgit per kilo, And then let's say the others, they invested a lot, but they want more profit because maybe they are public listed. We don't know. Okay, they can charge at 40 ringgit. So the consumer has the choices to go. Is either 30 ringgit or 40 ringgit. Yeah. And then the second one is about issue on dominant players, supra-dominant or monopoly players. Okay, this is a tricky part. People has to understand us. Yeah, we don't mind you being dominant, supra-dominant or monopoly in the market. It's allowed in Malaysia. Okay, but you have a responsibility, special responsibility as a monopoly or supra-dominant player in the market, not to create any foreclosure to the new entrants in the market. Let's say in the beef industry, we take again, yeah. So there are 10 players. Let's say there's 1 or 2 players wanted to come in. So you can't stop them. Let them come in and don't try to do something funny, something like, okay, as usual, you will sell at 30 ringgit before the 2 entrants. Yeah. And then when they came in, they invested a lot. New players, they will come up with promotion, right? Surely, because they want to establish themselves. Of course, they want to introduce their products and whatnot. They will carry out this certain promotion for temporary, for not what do you call, maybe 1 or 2 months. Yeah. So the new, the old players or the current players, knowing that they will promote their beef at a very attractive price, and then this, let's say, one dominant player, they reduce their price until below cost. Let's say their cost is 20 ringgit per kilo, but they are selling at 15 ringgit. So this new player, they can't, really compete with the 15 ringgit. Yeah, they can only sell the lowest at 25 ringgit per kilo.
Okay.
So after 3 months, surely they will bungkus. They will close their business and exit their business. And then this new dominant player will raise their price up to, let's say, 50 ringgit to recover their losses, because they want to kill off their competitors so that they can survive and stay dominant in the market. That is a no-no. We will go against this kind of players.
Sorry. So Iskandar, when we talk about prices, all these fellas are gang up together, the sepakat, they control the price. But we also do not mean the price control items, right? Price control items are separated because it's already fixed by the government.
That one is under the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs. They have a law setting the prices of certain goods.
Correct.
Let's say for sugar, it should not be more than 2 ringgit 85 cents per kilo. For flour, for 1 kilo subsidized of cooking oil. I mean, and then face mask and whatnot.
When we talk about dominant player, are we talking about someone who has created a service or a business which no one has created, so that particular company is the dominant, and then others try to come in, but it's been dominated by this particular company? Is that what you mean by that?
It can be both in both situations, whereby there's a current player. They are only, you see, there's the first situation I give you is that okay, let's say in this what do you call that, in this industry, let's say we take beef again, yeah,
sure.
Maybe there are 1 or 2, this is hypothetical situation,
sure.
Okay. 1 or 2 or 3 players, dominant players in the market. Okay. So they are considered dominant because there's no one else other than the 3 company, controlling the market. But there's another one is that it's a new business, new kind of business. Let's say, for example, digital economy. Okay, it's a new kind of business, right? So a new player comes into Malaysia and then set up the digital economy platform. Okay, so nobody else is doing in Malaysia, but they come with big investment. They come and set up, and then they start business, and then they became a monopoly instantly, or they become are a dominant player.
Mhm.
Okay, that is it is allowed in Malaysia.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that although MyCC has achieved quite a lot of things, okay,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have the kind of prominence like the police or MACC. You know,
Yeah.
I guess that they are much more sexier, okay, more dramatic. But yours is also a regulatory body, okay. I read that you have imposed fines of almost 100 million. There's a lot of money against very big companies. Okay, that can you share with us some of the milestones that have been taken?
Yeah, okay. Of course, we are not that sexy lah, compared to others. We see the main difference is that is not whoever goes against the prohibition under our law, they will infringe the law. It's an infringement. It's not an offense. So is there is no criminal
Yes.
characteristic in what they are doing.
Okay.
Okay, but it's still an infringement against the law.
Yes.
Okay, that's one thing. And then the second one is that we go against the company, not the individuals.
Okay.
Okay, so of course, we investigated quite a lot of companies in Malaysia, be it public listed, small, big, or medium-sized companies. One of them, Malaysia Airlines, AirAsia, MyEG Services, Mega Steel. We have Mega Steel, the dominant player for hot roll coil for the it's in steel industry. And then we have investigated Coca-Cola before.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the case of Mega Steel and Coca-Cola, we investigated them, and then we found that there is no infringement. Okay, not all our cases will result into infringement, but also there will be non-infringement. But for Malaysia Airlines, AirAsia and AirAsia X, we found them to infringe the law by indulging into market sharing cartel. So we find Malaysia Airlines in 10 million, AirAsia and AirAsia X, both of them 10 million lah. Yeah. So but they are appealing their case at the level of Court of Appeal. And MyEG Services, for abusing its dominant position in the provision and management of online foreign workers permit renewals with regards to the purchase of insurance policies for the foreign workers. And then we issued recently, last year, against the Persatuan Insurance Arm Malaysia and their 22 members, such as Longpack, Allianz, Etika, and whatnot, for cartel. Yeah. So we imposed in total against the 22 members of PIAM about 130 million in fines. That's the biggest one so far. Yeah. And then
they also appealing, right? Still appealing.
Yeah. All of them are appealing.
Okay.
MyCC also fined Darangnet Sdn Bhd, a subsidiary of Dnex Berhad, for abusing his dominant position by dealing in exclusivity. So we fined them 10.3 million. So they are appealing also at Competition Appeal Tribunal level right now. So yeah.
The usual range of penalties is 10% of the company revenue.
Yes.
That's the maximum.
That's the maximum, yes.
Okay, all right.
Tak boleh banyak nanti Datuk, nanti you know, we don't want our fine to cost them, you know, tumble to the ground, and cannot operate after that, you see. So there's a limit always.
Okay, now while the investigation and the regulatory role is on the commercial basis, as you say, okay, there's no criminal element to it. It's basically the infringement of laws. Okay, now still when it comes to hitting the pocket, it's always the big problem for many companies, even for like income tax. Okay, because it hits the pocket, so it's very painful, okay. Now most companies will find it very painful, and they have to explain it to their board. They have to bring it up to explain it at the annual AGM meeting, you know, that kind of thing. Now, and then when I look through the companies that's been implicated, They are very powerful people, very big companies. Okay, like all people who have got to face these people. Have you had any pressure? Phone calls. Saying, "Hey, bro, can you help? Can you reduce blah blah blah." So how do you handle this?
Yeah, I mean that is normal part and
Yeah.
parcel of our work.
Mhm,
Of course, we receive call here and there,
mhm,
but we maintain. We Alhamdulillah, up until today, we managed to maintain our professionalism.
mhm.
We always told them that we are only doing our job in accordance with the law, and they know us.
Yes.
The business people, they know us. We have always acted professionally against them.
Mhm,
Yeah, we 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 have the reputation, yeah,
mhm,
for being acting in accordance with the law. I mean,
mhm.
we give notices before we go into their
Okay.
office, and then we give them opportunity to present their case. We give them
Okay.
opportunity to represented by their lawyers and whatnot. You see, so and then we explain also why we are taking action against their company, not against them, the individuals. So usually we face no resistance.
Okay.
Of course, there are some, but the resistance are manageable. When we
Mhm.
explain to them, they understand.
Has
Uh,
there been cases of real ignorance? Because
oh
they
yes,
don't know.
yes.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't let us go into their premise. They said,
Mhm.
"You are not wearing any uniform." I said, "Why are you not wearing uniform like police
Okay,
or
okay, okay.
whatsoever?" I said, "No, no, no. We are not the police. Yeah,
Mhm.
because they say, oh, police they have the commercial crime division,
Ah,
but no, no, no. We have to convince them.
ah.
Sometimes they call the police." And then we were questioned by the police, and then the police, some of them didn't know about us. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Now we understand. Okay, and then they help us to go into the premise and ensure the occupants in the premise to let us in and do our job. Yeah, I mean that is part
Yeah,
and parcel because we are quite young.
yeah.
We are barely 10 years old.
Yeah.
So we understand, but that is part of our advocacy efforts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was thinking when I talk about ignorance, I'm talking about companies which has infringed the law, but they were
Yes.
not aware they have broken the law.
Oh yes, yes. That one. There's another part.
Mhm.
That is ignorance of the law itself.
Okay.
You see, we came into power
Mhm,
in on 1st January 2012. Okay.
mhm,
All this while, Dato,
mm.
okay, all this association of traders, they are used to come together,
Yeah.
sit down together,
Mhm.
and set the prices, and then they will go to the media.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, one of our new cases, the first few cases that
Mm.
came to association who came out with announcement of price increase.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, they basically announced their cartel
Mhm.
to the world. Okay,
Okay.
okay. One is Cameron Highland
Mm.
Florist
Okay.
Association.
Mm.
And then the other one is Pan Malaysia Lorry Owners Association. And
Okay.
mind you, Dato, they
Yeah.
use the star. Okay, so we always read the star because
Okay.
it is the
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
circulated newspaper. So, but we also check other newspaper.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they made the announcement, and then when we went in, and then they was say, "Hey, we can't do this anymore."
Mm.
Is it? We've been doing for many years, 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah.
Is it? So, but and then we explain to them, is it this is wrong
Yeah.
because you are a group of traders competing with each other. You cannot set prices.
Mm.
Yeah, and you cannot declare your cartel to the world.
Ah.
It's an infringement of the law.
Mm.
So we investigated them. It's true that they have colluded with each other. But for Cameron Highland Floriculturist Association, we gave them a warning.
Mm.
Okay, it was in 2012.
Yeah.
In 2013, the Pan Malaysia Lorry Owners Association, we investigated them. We found that there are evidence, but what we did is that we provided them an opportunity to sign an undertaking with us. Okay, abolish the cartel, sign an agreement with us not to repeat the same activity for the rest of their life.
Okay.
And then it was advertised in the newspaper.
I see.
You see, they apologized to the whole Malaysian, Dato'. And it was in the Star.
I think that in the minds of this persatuan, they probably think that we are all members. Why are we quarreling and trying to undercut each other? With different prices. We belaga and then we keep on quarreling. Maybe we should all have a fixed price. We all live happily. I think could be that as well, right?
Because there were no laws promoting competition before.
Yes.
You see, it's understood. So what we did is that along the way, we also carry out advocacy program. We have carried out advocacy program, more than 300 programs, Dato' Sri. Yeah. Just to make people understand.
I have this question. That the MyCC and the police, they complete their cases, investigate, and then they serah kepada AG chambers. In your case, you have to do everything yourself. What do you call it? That are you overloaded? Are you understaffed? That it's not easy to investigate, especially documentation is crazy. Papers are everywhere. You got to look through everything. You got to build up your case, and then you go to take the decision. It's all by yourself.
Yes. That's the way we are. They invented us as such that we became a quasi-judicial body. We investigate, we decide, we enforce our own decision. So everything under one roof. It's like they say we are the judge and the jury. Yeah. So we are quite used to this role. Okay. We don't go to the Attorney General's chambers to pass our investigation papers and whatnot. We don't let a judge to decide whether there's an infringement or not. So we have our board, our members of the commission led by Datuk Sri Syamuddin Muhammad Yunus, a former Court of Appeal judge. Okay. So to decide whether there is infringement, he is being assisted by 9 others. 4 of them are from government side. 3 to 5 of them comes from the private side. So there's a balance there.
Yes.
Okay. So of course, we are quite overwhelmed with the process but we have no choice because competition law rests upon due process of law and principle of natural justice. So basically, we have to follow the administrative law principle whereby when we investigate on our own, we decide, we have to give them the ample opportunity for them to answer their cases. So beside investigation, once we have a proposed decision, before we issue our final decision, we give them opportunity to represent themselves in oral representation section. So we listen to them and whatnot. I mean, the tasks are huge. It's like never-ending process.
Yes.
Okay. So, but we make do what we have right now. There are challenges, but I think so far it is under control. Although the limit is there, it is reaching the limit. But we are talking to the government to expand MyCC.
So, what kind of staff? What kind of qualifications do you look for?
Basically, we have many of them are lawyers and economists.
Okay.
And then we have mixed with like IT expert, forensic expert, business admin, engineers. Because we are not technical people, we are just lawyers and economists, most of us. So we don't know about how to, if you are talking about tenders, how are they, what kind of tenders they are in. So the technical parts we don't understand. So that's why we hire also some people from other discipline.
When you say forensic, it means the forensic accounting.
Forensic accounting, forensic investigation, in the sense that They have tools. They can go into your computer and extract everything. Yeah, we have that kind of capability. Yeah.
I'm just also curious, when I read out about the MyCC, why is your role called the CEO? I'm sure many people have asked you, right?
I don't know also, Dato. But it's there in the law. Okay. Above me is the chairman.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The chairman is being appointed by the Prime Minister on the recommendation of the Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs. And the CEO is being appointed by the Minister himself on his term and condition. So maybe they want to give the corporate look for MyCC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you've been given this, I mean, not now, but you have all this while, you've been given this title of CEO. What kind of KPI do they set for you?
Oh, yes. Oh, we have KPI. Yeah. Like the other CEOs. Yeah. So we've been given KPI in the sense that, okay, under our law, we have our function and powers. Yeah. One of them is giving policy advice. One of them is to go against these people who infringe the law. We also have the powers to review as markets. Yeah, certain market in the certain industries in the market. So usually they will set us, let's say, 5 cases per year, at least 5 cases per year. And then maybe we come up with 1 market review per year. That kind of targets. We have KPI given, and we have to carry out the advocacy programs.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Want to move on to tender bid rigging. People who try to manipulate the tender process so that they will win it. Can you share with us some of the work that you have done on this area?
Oh yes. We are quite busy right now. Our focus now is going against bid rigging. You know why? Because we found that is the main factor for losses in government spending. Yeah. And we are being supported by the finding also by SPRM, Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. They also agree that bid rigging also is one of the issues that led to government fund leakages. So bid rigging is an agreement between bidders in a tender that limits or reduce or eliminate competition in a tender. You see, in a tender is a process, a very competitive process. You see, you create a tender so that you get the best bidders, a best bidder that can give you the best price for the best quality product or services.
Correct.
Right? So, but these people, when they come in into a tender, government tender, they collude with each other. They say, okay, we'll take turns to win the tender. They say there are 5 phases of a tender. They say, okay, phase A, you will win. Okay, the rest we put a very high price, you are the lowest. But the lowest, in fact, is 50% above the market price.
Okay.
So that's where the government lose their money. Instead of paying 10 million, they have to pay 15 million. You see, that's the problem here. You see? So that is the area that we want to focus in, so that the government, if let's say they allocated, let's say, 20 billion to spend for our health industry, for our work, Ministry of Works, for roads and whatnot, and then we want them, let's say they have allocated 2 billion, 2 billion must be used for the benefit of the government and also the rakyat. Nobody can take advantage from that.
So the lowest price can also be an inflated price.
Yes. That is the 3. This is what we call cover bidding.
Okay.
Cover bidding. We have another one, bid suppression, where competitors agree not to tender to ensure that the pre-agreed participant will win the contract. It means that, okay, let's say, Dr. Sri, okay, you know out there are a lot of people who can supply computers and printers. They say in Klang alone, Klang area, maybe there are more than 20 of them. They say one agency located in Klang, they want 100 computers and 100 printers. Value at, let's say, they check the market, let's say 2 million, all in all. But when they advertise for the tender, maybe one or two just bid for the tender. It doesn't make sense, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of people selling. We are talking about Klang only. We're not talking about PJ or Kuala Lumpur. There's abundance of computer suppliers and whatnot. So one or two. This is happening in government tenders. They just say, okay, you guys, you just stay away from this tender. Let us win this one. And then there's another one, bid withdrawal. Bid withdrawal is a bit funny. Everybody will bid. And then when it goes to just before the decision will come out, 99 out of 100 will withdraw themselves. So government has to decide the next day.
That's one of them.
So the government has no chance but to appoint the one. The one is left in the and then bid rotation, the one that I said just now, they take turns. And non-conforming bids, and also subcontracting. Non-conforming bids is where, when you want to bid for government tenders, usually you must have certain qualification and experience. Then only the government will allow you to bid, because the government wants to ensure that only qualified bidders goes in. So, but these people, when they go in, they purposely leave out some important documents in their bid. Let's say financial statement, the most important document, because we want to know whether they have the capability, financial capability, right? So they just purposely submitted their tender without the financial statement. So the government had no choice but to put them aside technically. You see, because they fail to adhere to the requirements of the bidding submission.
Quite cunning, all these people. Okay, are there cases where, let's just say, 5 or 10 companies are making a bid, but they all 10 belongs to the same guy or in a gang?
Yes. It's normal.
Okay.
It's in fact normal since many years ago, Dr. Sri. So we've been advocating this fact to many government office, and now they have realized that this is wrong. So there's a lot of complaints now we've been receiving from the government agencies themselves. That's a good sign.
So in this case, those who were not aware, but they merely follow the procedure and the procurement exercise, how many people must take part, blah, 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 because they do not know. So if it comes to officer who try to pakat with these guys, that will come under MyCC.
Yeah. Okay. That one surely will go with MyCC, MyCC.
Okay. So in this advocacy program, what do you want to instill and impress upon these government officers?
Okay. You see, there's always many sides of taking care of tender processes in the government sector. Okay, even in the private sector, Dato' Sri. You see, it's not about adhering to the circulars, but there's an issue on disciplinary of the officers handling the tender. There's issue of corruption. That's issue of fraud, but the latest element is bid rigging. So we always instill in their mind in our advocacy program is that look for warning signs and suspicious patterns when bidders are submitting their bids. They may look very well, what do you call that? They well prepared in their submission, in the sense that they follow the circulars.
Sure.
Okay, they give their financial statement, they put up their specification, they went for site visit, and they prove that they have the sufficient qualification and whatnot. Okay, everything is okay, looks on paper. But the thing is, if you look at all the bidders, okay, you must also look at the signs. You see that, Datuk Sri, there are cases that we have investigated. One delivery guy, okay, let's say one delivery guy submitted 10 tenders in one envelope. What does it mean? It is supposed to be a competitive process.
Yeah, sure.
But how can 10 companies submitted by 1%?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to site visit, there will be one person who will be doing the site visit for 3 companies.
Okay. All right.
So, you know, these signs are very important. Yes. And look at the mistakes of the document itself. You know, that's we always told the government officers, and they know about this.
Yeah.
And they sometimes they can say, okay, it's a mistake, you know, it's a typo mistake. So what? It doesn't go against the circular.
Yeah.
But from our perspective, it's a sign of cartel.
Yeah. Right.
If you can't spell thank you without the U, and all 10 of them made the same mistake without the U, what does it mean?
Yeah.
You see, so
yes.
we told them over and over again. Yeah. So that's how
the red flag is there. Red flag is there.
the reflex is there, lah. I mean, and they know, they have seen it almost you know, every time there are tenders.
Okay, I've coming to the last part of it. Why is the MyCC interested in the merger and acquisition exercise?
Okay. Mergers. Okay, mergers and acquisition is the third pillar. Okay, it's like a stool with 3, you know, with 3 stands. Okay, so right now we have powers against cartel and abusive monopoly or dominant players. But there's another pillar, which is mergers and acquisition.
Okay, so
it's not there in our law. So after 10 years, we felt that we are ready to accommodate in the process of mergers and acquisition. We have to be the authority to approve such mergers because we want to ensure that the market will not be concentrated. You see, mergers, they will ensure usually it will create a big player. Yeah. 2 players merging together. Yeah. And then we don't want them to be too big that they control the market. Yeah. So we are the only country in Southeast Asia that doesn't have this power.
I see. Okay.
Even Myanmar and Cambodia, they have, but of course they yet to be implemented. But they have the power right now.
Okay.
You see, the mergers in Malaysia, there's a lot of them. I can give you CCM and Batu Kawan. Recently they merged. Okay. And then we can see Lafarge and YTL Cement merge. Tesco and CP Group, they merge. So we want to ensure that their merger will not lessen the competition in the market. We want to ensure the competition is alive and kicking despite their merger. Okay. Yeah.
So if it involves a bank's merger, it will still have to come to MyCC.
Okay. We are in the midst of amending our law. Yeah. So we've been talking to a lot of stakeholders, including regulators, sector regulators like Bank Negara, Securities Commission, Energy Commission, and whatnot. We want to ensure the mergers and acquisition part under our law, when it's introduced, it can be harmonized with others.
So everybody's on board. Everybody's on board. Any part of it?
Yes. We've been talking to them since 2 years ago.
Yeah. But I think the amendments and the legal process will take some time, right? You have to go to Parliament, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. We have to. We schedule. We plan it. It's all about planning. Yeah. But because of COVID-19 last year, so we rescheduled it to end of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the final part of the interview. Okay. As part of this celebration for the anniversary, what is going to be celebrated or been done?
Okay. We have scheduled a program on 1st April. Everybody is invited. Yeah. Please, we'll give you. I mean, after this, you will see the link. Yeah. Datuk Sri, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to put our link so that everybody can view our celebration. So from 2 o'clock up until around 4 or before 5, we have the speech by our minister and chairman, and then we want to show a video, the evolution of MyCC.
Okay.
Okay. The next one is we want to introduce our refined and redesigned logo. So after 10 years, so we felt that rebranding is what do you call that, ideal for now, and then we want to call some experts in competition law to talk about the development of competition law. This is good for practitioners, yeah, and for the business leaders. They should listen to that. And then, of course, at the end of it, there will be a chat with me, about 5 to 10 minutes. We call it fireside chat.
Okay.
To give some info on the latest development of MyCC.
So, Iskandar, this is all through virtual, online.
Yes. This is going to be our first virtual event.
Okay.
So I hope everybody can give the support and turn on and then go online and view our celebration.
So there's no pre-Ramadan jamuan and nasi biryani.
That one we will see how. We wait for MTN to give their green light. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Iskandar Ismail, for spending evening with me. I really appreciate it. You have spoken very well about the journey of MyCC, the milestones. Congratulations, really congratulations from the bottom of my heart for the good work that you have done, the good work your team has done, and what MCC has done for the benefit of consumers, businesses in this country. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you so much, Datuk Sri.
One more thing. Please like, share, and follow MyCC, Iskandar, and RealChunWai on social media.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day, Datuk Sri. Have a nice day, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, bye.